if you gave a choice to a Malaysian issuer, and we're talking about, the sovereign, and or we're talking about, I'd say, high grade type issuers that are coming to the market. And even if you talk about names like Serba, who are sort of high yield-ish type assets, I think a lot of them, number one, don't have an issue in terms of issuing in a sukuk format. So they're familiar with that. I think for a lot of Malaysian issuers, that has never, today it is mainstream in Malaysia. So there's nothing that, is a mental block. Number two, I think it's also a function of demand because that's really driven off of the foreign banks and how they perceive demand. And having come from a foreign bank, I can tell you, and even speaking to my ex-colleagues nowadays, there's still this sort of mental block or they will say to you, okay, if you're doing it in a dollar high yield, the convincing a dollar high yield guy to look at a sukuk is going to take too much time and effort. So let's just do it as a conventional. And that may be a function of them themselves as practitioners not being as familiar with sukuk, right? And not taking the time to learn that and try to explain that to the investors. So again, it's the ecosystem, right? In Malaysia, we have an ecosystem. Issuers, market practitioners, investors, they're all familiar with Islamic and sukuk type instruments. It's just that I think in the sort of G3 markets, you don't necessarily see that. That level of education isn't yet there. And I think once that starts to be there, and that's coupled with, again, AOFI and the sort of the standards being something that is homogeneous. I think when you put that together, then you can see an exponential rise in sort of G3 sukuk.